What a beautiful day. I find myself sitting in solitude on this sublime Saturday, super stoked for how blessed I am and how much love flows to and through me. To each and every one of you. I'm not going to be paying attention to the social media stuffs today. I am, in fact, back on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And so wherever you're watching me from, I am happy that you're here. And I just hope you know that I have so much love for you. So that being said, I wanted to talk today. On Instagram, you won't be able to see the topic of today's talk because I don't know how to do that yet. But I'll figure it out. The topic of today's talk is fear of failure. And before I get into that, I want to go ahead and do the normal thing I like to do to start out my blogs, which is to list the 3 things that really elicit a deep sense of gratitude in me in this moment. And so I think the very first one that I'm going to talk about is I am deeply grateful for every failure in my life, because without them, I wouldn't be here right now, the person that you're watching. And I don't think that anything I have to say would be very valuable if I hadn't failed, because that failure gave me experience and taught me many things. So I'm deeply grateful for every single failure I've ever had in life. The fear would be my number 2 deep reason for gratitude, because I was someone as a child who was always scared at easy things. My mind would run wild with fears, and I had traumatic events occur at various points in my life, and all this fear that it instilled in me gave me something to work against, a resistance to build up my own strength of character, strength of will, strength of heart. My number 3 reason to be deeply grateful today is the amazing friends and loved ones in my life. You have all been so incredibly supportive of me over this last year. I mean, I don't know how many of you know my whole story, and we definitely don't have time to go into it, but I did something crazy last year, and I followed my dreams. I followed a passion that I felt burning in my heart, and it did not succeed, not even close. But that's okay. Tried quite a few different things once that happened, and none of it really worked. But again, that's okay, because I was surrounded by some of the most amazing people over this last year, and it didn't matter how torn up, how sad, how scared I was. None of that mattered. The only thing that would matter would be them showing me that no matter what, I was fine. More than fine. I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. I'm doing better than I've ever done. Since October 2014, I have done nothing but lose weight. And this last year, it had kind of plateaued. And with everything that's happened, I've been losing weight again. I'm dropping pant sizes yet again with no real particular effort towards it. It's not something I have to drive towards and struggle for. It's more of a process of letting it flow. And each one of you, with all your gifts of love in their many different forms, have definitely given me the strength to do that. So thank you so much. I have a fourth reason of deep gratitude, of which I can't talk about yet. But suffice it to say, one of my dreams is literally in the process of, technically it's already manifested. You'll see the results of it soon, and I'm excited for you to get to be a part of this, part of my journey. And so that being said, the gratitude game is done for this episode. So we're going to get back to the fear of failure and its many, many benefits. You got to think about it, though. We're talking about a fear of failure. All right. So that's before you even get to the failing. Order of operations. You haven't even taken the action that could fail yet. And if you haven't taken the action that could fail, then what are you afraid of exactly? Trying? I don't think that's it, really. I mean, that was it for me for a little while, or at least that's how I like to frame it cognitively. But really, I firmly believe that the only thing that we really fear there is that we believe we're not good enough in some way, that we're not enough. Think about it, though. Everything you've ever been afraid of, but then wound up having to do, you got through, didn't you? And not only did you get through, you're here today, breathing, and you have an infinite amount of opportunity ahead of you. So, what are you afraid of again? I mean, it's okay to acknowledge that you have a fear. It's actually really important. It's the only way you're going to deal with it. Because you can't just ignore your feelings. But you can't let your feelings control you either. So maybe this thing that you're afraid of failing at is huge, though, right? And it will make the difference for you in your life between being a direction you want to go in life and a direction you have no desire to go in life. If that's the case, then maybe take some baby steps. Practice your ability to control that fear by taking small things that kind of scare you a little, but you could probably make yourself do it. You could psych yourself up and do it. Try little ones at first. Every day, just try one. For me, one of my favorite games while I was in my deepest period of growth was this idea where the first time someone asks you to do something in a day that you don't want to do and you say no to, you then need to do. It's not always feasible, but you can work towards it. Every day, do something you wouldn't normally do. And by doing that, you break yourself out of the mold of the fear, because the only thing left at that point is just, if it's not that you don't feel good enough and you need to see that you can get through it, the only thing left is that it's just unknown. And if it's unknown, that's all it is. It doesn't stop you from learning. It's what you've been doing every day since you were born. You take in information and you evaluate it based on the information you got before that. And if somebody told you you couldn't, what do they know? They don't know any more than you do. Not really. So why not prove them wrong? It's up to you. Are you going to let your fear make your choices? Or are you going to be in control of your life? Either way, it's your choice. Just know that you're loved no matter what you choose. And I think that ends today's episode. So have fun. It is a beautiful Saturday night. Crank up the music, dance a little, do something you wouldn't normally do. I love you all.